Hello everyone. The topic for today's discussion is update from WHO 2022 classification of thyroid tumors. So in update from 2022 WHO classification, the following changes has been made. Some newly recognized tumor types are added. Then variants are replaced by term subtypes and a new grading system has been introduced. So number one update is follicular cell derived neoplasms. They are categorized into three families: benign tumors, low risk neoplasms, and malignant neoplasms. The benign tumors, they include thyroid follicular nodular disease. This term is also newly introduced in place of multifocal hyperplastic neoplastic lesions. That is the multinodular goiter that we were using. Then follicular thyroid adenoma. Follicular thyroid adenoma with papillary architecture. It is also a separate entity. Oncocytic adenoma of thyroid. Low risk neoplasms include non-invasive follicular thyroid neoplasm with papillary-like nuclear features. NIFTP. Thyroid tumors of uncertain malignant potential. That includes follicular tumor of uncertain malignant potential and well differentiated tumor of uncertain malignant potential and hyalinizing trabecular tumor. The malignant neoplasms, they include follicular thyroid carcinoma, invasive encapsulated follicular variant papillary thyroid carcinoma, oncocytic carcinoma of thyroid, follicular derived carcinoma high grade, which further divided into poorly differentiated thyroid carcinoma and differentiated thyroid carcinoma, then anaplastic follicular cell derived thyroid carcinoma. Under malignant neoplasm, the invasive encapsulated follicular variant papillary thyroid carcinoma, it has become a separate entity. Previously, it was a variant of papillary thyroid carcinoma. Now, it is a separate entity. Second is follicular nodular disease, a new term introduced for multifocal hyperplastic or neoplastic lesions, which we have discussed. Differentiated high-grade thyroid carcinomas, new term is introduced for differentiated thyroid carcinoma with high-grade features. So previously, the differentiated thyroid carcinomas, either PTC, FTC or OCA with high-grade features, now these are called as differentiated high-grade thyroid carcinomas. The term Hurdle cells, it is replaced by oncocytic cells. Redefined as distinct tumor types, invasive encapsulated follicular and cribriform morular variant of PTC. Variant term, it has been replaced by subtype. Histology grading system based on mitotic count, necrosis and Ki67 is used to identify the high-grade follicular cell-derived carcinomas and medullary thyroid carcinomas. And last is new categories are introduced in classification, which are salivary gland type carcinoma of thyroid and thyroid tumors of uncertain histogenesis. Now coming to classification, tumors of thyroid glands in 2022 WHO classification of endocrine and neuroendocrine tumors. First are developmental abnormalities like thyroglossal duct cyst or other congenital thyroid abnormalities. Second category is follicular cell derived neoplasms. It is divided into benign tumors, low risk neoplasms, and malignant neoplasms. So, the three types of follicular cell derived neoplasms, three families, it is divided into three families. This is new. So, benign tumors include thyroid follicular nodular disease, which is a new entity introduced. Then follicular thyroid adenoma with papillary architecture, oncocytic adenoma. Low risk NIFTP. NIFTP is further divided into subcentimetric and oncocytic type. Subcentimetric means if the tumor is less than equal to 1 centimeter in size. And for oncocytic type, the tumor cells are of oncocytic type. They must be more than equal to 75%. Then thyroid tumors of uncertain malignant potential, FT-UMP, follicular tumors of uncertain malignant potential, and well differentiated tumors of uncertain malignant potential, hyalinizing trabecular tumor. Malignant neoplasms are follicular thyroid carcinoma, invasive encapsulated follicular variant PTC. It has become a separate entity. Previously, it was the variant of PTC. Now, as it has RAS-like mutation, while the papillary thyroid carcinoma, it has BRAF-like mutation. So, this entity has become a separate entity. Then oncocytic carcinoma of thyroid, follicular derived carcinoma high grade, and anaplastic follicular cell derived thyroid carcinoma. Third category is thyroid C cell derived carcinomas, which include medullary thyroid carcinoma. Then mixed medullary and follicular cell derived carcinomas, which include mixed medullary follicular carcinoma and mixed medullary papillary carcinoma. Then new types of tumors have been introduced: salivary gland type carcinoma of thyroid, mucoepidermoid carcinoma of thyroid, and secretory carcinoma of salivary gland type. Then again a new tumors they have introduced, thyroid tumors of uncertain histogenesis. So salivary gland type and thyroid tumors of uncertain histogenesis, they are newly added. This includes sclerosing mucoepidermoid carcinoma with eosinophilia and cribriform morular thyroid carcinoma. It has become a separate entity. Then thymic tumors within thyroid. Thymic tumors within thyroid and embryonal thyroid neoplasms, which include thyroblastoma. So classification is development abnormalities, then follicular cell derived neoplasm, thyroid C cell derived carcinomas, mixed medullary and follicular cell derived carcinomas, salivary gland type carcinoma of thyroid, thyroid tumors of uncertain histogenesis, thymic tumors with thyroid within thyroid, and embryonal thyroid neoplasms. Now we are going to discuss the major revisions to the classification and nomenclature of thyroid tumors. So in 2022 WHO classification, the term is introduced oncocytic type, which is replacement of Hurdle cell type. So previously Hurdle cell, now we are using oncocytic type. And variant is replaced by subtype. So these two terms are replaced, Hurdle cell and variant. Hurdle cell is replaced by oncocytic type, variant by subtype. Then the mitotic count. Previously, we used to count mitosis per 10 hyperfields. Now, we will give number of mitosis per 2 mm square. Gene fusions, separation between gene symbols. Now, we will use double colon. double colon. Previously, hyphen or forward slash was used. Tumor type or subtype. Thyroid follicular nodular disease, new term to describe multifocal benign follicular nodules presenting as multinodular goiter. So it is new term for benign follicular nodules, multifocal benign follicular nodules. It is not applicable for 2017 WHO classification. A separate entity or separate type has been introduced, follicular adenoma with papillary architecture. Previously, hyperfunctioning adenomas, follicular adenoma with papillary hyperplasia, these were the variants of follicular adenoma. Now it is a separate entity, follicular adenoma with papillary architecture. New subtypes of NIFTP, subcentimetric and oncocytic, they are introduced, which was not present in previous classification. Invasive encapsulated follicular variant papillary carcinoma, separated from other types of PTC. It is separated due to the type of gene mutations involved. Invasive encapsulated follicular variant of PTC. Previously, it was the variant of PTC. The papillary microcarcinoma variant, which was used in previously, it is not used now. The Hurdle cell adenoma, it is replaced by oncocytic adenoma of thyroid. Hurdle cell carcinoma by oncocytic carcinoma of thyroid. Follicular derived carcinomas, high grade, it has been introduced, which was not present earlier. Differentiated high grade thyroid carcinomas, this term is used in place of differentiated thyroid carcinoma with high grade features. So previously differentiated thyroid carcinoma with high grade features was used. Now differentiated high grade thyroid carcinoma. Cribriform morular thyroid carcinoma, it is separate from PTC. Previously it was variant of PTC. Anaplastic thyroid carcinoma or squamous cell pattern, previously squamous cell carcinoma. Thyroblastoma and previously malignant teratoma. So malignant teratoma is replaced by thyroblastoma. The histologic grading for thyroid carcinoma: tumor type poorly differentiated thyroid carcinomas, dedifferentiated high grade thyroid carcinomas, and medullary thyroid carcinomas. For these three tumors, we use this grading system on the basis of mitotic count, tumor necrosis, and Ki67. If more than 3 mitosis per 2 mm square and tumor necrosis is present, then poorly differentiated thyroid carcinoma. For differentiated high-grade thyroid carcinoma, mitotic count should be more than equal to 5 mitosis with or without presence of tumor necrosis. For medullary carcinoma thyroid, at least one of three features. If high-grade, more than equal to 5 mitosis with presence of tumor and more than equal to 5% Ki67 index. For low grade, less than 5 mitosis per 2 mm square with absence of mitosis, less than 5% Ki67 index. So 2 mm square is approximately 10 high power fields. Hotspot counting method is used. Recommended in thyroid pathology, the mitosis count should begin at the tumor region showing highest mitotic activity. Ki67 is calculated percentage of positively stained tumor cells in a total of 500 to 2000 tumor cells counted per tumor in hotspots. When follicular thyroid carcinoma has areas of solid or trabecular pattern, it is important to examine mitotic count and necrosis. If mitotic count more than 3 per 2 mm square, the tumor should be designated as poorly differentiated thyroid carcinoma. If count is more than 5 mm square without solid or trabecular pattern, if FTC is without solid or trabecular pattern and mitotic count is more than 5 per mm square, then dedifferentiated high grade thyroid carcinoma is labeled. Thank you very much.